Hey guys, welcome to Unacademy, and in this lesson we'll be talking about the position of minor as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. This is presented by me, Ashish Sachdev, and you can read more about me from this slide. Follow me on Academy on this user link, and always give a 5-star rating for my courses and rate them, review them, and recommend my courses. So let's get started. Now, certain basic points before we start to learn about the position of minor. So the first basic point it covers that we have to recall the position of minor as per the Indian Contract Act 1872. And if you have not seen my lesson, there is a specific lesson on the position of minor under the Indian Contract Act 1872, and you can just go and watch that lesson on Unacademy. It basically says that minor cannot make a valid contract. Okay, minor cannot make a valid contract. Whenever a minor will enter into a contract, because he is not a competent party to contract, that's why he cannot make a valid contract. Whenever he will enter into any contract, it will be void. Okay, therefore a minor cannot become a partner in a firm, because the partnership also is an agreement, it is a contract. So a minor cannot be a partner of the firm, because a partnership is founded on a contract. Okay, so it is founded on a contract, hence a minor cannot be a partner of a firm. Okay, however, minor can be a beneficiary. It means that he can share the profits of the partnership. He can share the profits of the partnership. He cannot be a partner, however he can be a beneficiary. Okay, now this has to be done with the consent of all the partners. He can be a beneficiary with the consent of all the partners, and minor can also contribute his share of capital in the partnership. Now these were certain basic points that you have to cover and understand in order to learn about the position of minor as per the as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932. Okay, now moving further, we have the rights of a minor. Now what are the rights? So the first right is he has the right to share the agreed upon profits. Okay, obviously, as he is a beneficiary, he will have a right to share the profits. Another right he has the right to access the books of account. Okay, he has the right to inspect and take copies of the books of accounts of the firm. He can also sue the partners for accounts or for payment of his share, but only when serving his connection with the firm and not otherwise. If he is connected as a beneficiary to the firm, then only he can sue the partners if he is not properly given his share of profit. Fine. Now, on attaining majority, he may, now this is a right that has been given to the minor beneficiary. Now what is this right? On attaining majority, he has an option. Within 6 months, he has to elect to become a member or not to become a member, not to become a partner. Sorry, he has a right that after attaining majority within 6 months, he has to decide whether he wants to continue as a partner or he does not want to continue as a partner. If he elects to become a partner, then he is entitled to share to which he was entitled as a minor. If he does not, then his share is not liable for any acts of the firm after the date of public notice served to that effect. Fine. So now if he chooses to be a partner, his share of profits will be same as he was when he was a minor, as it was when he was a minor. But if he choose not to continue in the firm, so he has to give a public notice, and his liabilities will come to an end from the date the public notice is given. Fine, for that effect is given. Okay, moving further, we have the liabilities of the minor. Now certain liabilities are before attaining majority, when he is still a beneficiary, and certain liabilities we have to study after he becomes major, after he is a major person. Okay, after he attains majority. So before majority, the liability of the minor is confined only to the extent of his share in the profits and the property of the firm. Okay, so now he has only the liability limited to the share of profits. Okay, otherwise in partnership we all know that the liability of the partners is unlimited. The liability of the partners is unlimited. Fine. Now minor has no personal liability for the debts of the firm incurred during his minority. Okay, when he's a minor, he has no personal liability in respect of the debts. Okay, he will be liable only to the share he is sharing as a beneficiary in the profits of the firm. Okay, minor cannot be declared insolvent, but if the firm is declared insolvent, his share in the firm vests in the official receiver or assignee. Now what happens is that minor cannot be declared as insolvent because minor is a non-competent party. He's incompetent to contract. However, if the entire firm is insolvent, the business of the firm is insolvent, then the share of profits that were being shared by the minor, they will vest. It means that they will be get transferred to the official receiver. Now that receiver, official receiver of the firm, will have right over those share of profits of the minor. Hope you have understood. Now, if the firm is insolvent, the minor will have no more right in the profits. That is very obvious because the firm is insolvent and the official receiver has to pay off the liabilities to the outsiders first, right? So he will get the share of profits of the minor, the official receiver. Fine. Now, after attaining majority, this chart you have to look at it. After attaining majority, what happens is that he has to give a notice to the ROF. ROF is the registrar of firms. Okay, now there are three options that are open. Become a partner within 6 months, give public notice and leave the firm within 6 months. Okay, that I don't want to be a partner. And the third one, if he does not take any action for the period of 6 months, he will be automatically considered as a partner of the firm. Okay, so now these are the three options. Okay, now what are the liabilities of a minor after majority? Now after majority, these liabilities, they can be divided into two other steps further. Okay, if he chooses to be the partner of the firm and if he chooses to leave or get separated from the firm. Okay, when he becomes the partner, he becomes personally liable to third parties for all acts of the firm. The section is also written, but it is not important for you to learn the sections. Okay, so he becomes personally liable to third parties for all the acts when he becomes a partner. Okay, now from when? Since he was admitted to the benefits of the partnership. Now this is important. This you have to keep in your mind. Okay, he attains majority at a later date, but he will be liable from the date he has joined the partnership. From the date he has joined the partnership, he will be liable to the firm. Okay, outsiders. Okay, so this is a very important point. He becomes personally liable to third parties for all acts of the firm done since he was admitted to the benefits of partnership. Since he was admitted to the benefits of the partnership. Okay, so the next point, his share in property and the profits of the firm remains the same. He will get the same share of profits and property as he was getting as a minor. Okay, now the next set of liabilities comes when he chooses not to continue with the firm. Now his rights and liabilities continue to be those of a minor up to the date of giving the public notice. Okay, now he has chosen not to be a partner. Okay, he shall his share shall not be liable for any acts of the firm done after the date of giving notice. So he has to give a public notice and get himself separated from the firm. Okay, hope that is fine. And he shall be entitled to sue the partners for his share of property and profits. It may be noted that such minor shall give notice to the registrar that he has or has not become a partner. Now he has to specifically tell the registrar of firm that we have already seen in this chart, that he has to give a notice after attaining majority to the registrar of firm. So the same point, he shall be entitled to sue the partners if there is a dispute. He shall be entitled to sue the partners after attaining majority. Also he shall be entitled to sue the partners. Fine. So these were the liabilities of a minor when he becomes a partner and when he chooses not to be a partner. Okay, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please rate, review and recommend, and upvote the video if you really like it. Have an awesome day ahead. See you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching.